नमस्कार, वेलकम टू चाय चैट विद लवीना, जहां हम आपके मुद्दों को उठाते हैं। और आज हमारा चाय चैट है इन लस्ट स्टेन्स में, जो कि ब्रिटिश करी अवार्ड्स 2013 का नॉमिनी है एंड इट इज़ ऑल्सो द टॉप 100 रेस्टोरेंट्स, द बेस्ट रेस्टोरेंट्स इन TripAdvisor, also features in the London Best Restaurant Guide. Lots of awards here this in lust getting. So welcome to Chai Chat in lust and to a garma garam mudda over chai.
I want my compensation and the full fees back.
The universities who issued the license to these educational institutes, they should take the responsibility.
It's not in the government's pocket.
No, that's the thing.
It's not in my pocket, and it's not in Chetan's pocket.
So,
it's in some criminal's pocket.
In the past 1.5 years in UK, more than 600 colleges have been suspended to sponsor international students. When this happens overnight, a student finds himself in an uncertain situation and a dark future, and hundreds and thousands of students have been affected by this. And of late, just recently on 24th of June, close to 50 colleges and 3 universities have been suspended as well. Today we are going to discuss about why this happens and where does this leave the students. Thank you very much all for joining. We have a very good panel today to discuss this in Chai Chat. Welcome in Chai Chat and thank you all for coming. Let me introduce the panel first.
Hi, my name is Pushpinder Singh Sidhu. I'm the CEO of Dun & Lust Group UK.
I am Mary Macloed, the Member of Parliament for Brentford and Isleworth in Hounslow in West London.
Hi, I'm Harjab Singh Bhangal. I'm a UK immigration solicitor.
I'm Sanjay, Kohli. I'm a councillor from Southall Broadway in Ealing.
I'm Councillor Rajit, Dheer, Deputy Leader of Ealing Council.
Hi, I'm international student to UK and I'm studying in Glendower University, which has been a partnership with LSBF. My name is Chetan, Bhavsar.
Now, Harjab, I'm going to start with you.
Yep.
What is this bogus college and why are we not getting a handle on it and for so long?
Bogus college is a term coined for a college that has previously been given permission to sponsor foreign students, but has now had its license suspended because the purpose of that college either wasn't adhering to the rules that under the terms under which the license was granted, or the whole purpose was to contravene the immigration rules, and that people were coming there not really to study but just to gain entry into the UK and be here for some other purpose. And as soon as a college is suspended or has its license revoked, the term then becomes a bogus college unless it can reinstate its license. So that's what we refer to in the business as a bogus college.
Yes. Recently, on 24 June, 50 colleges?
57.
57 colleges.
57 colleges had their licenses suspended, and 3 universities, which Glendower University, University of West London, University of Bedfordshire, so quite prominent universities, because the government felt that students weren't adhering to the terms of their visas, and they'd obviously caught probably a few students who were supposed to be studying there but weren't, and that they felt that the colleges and universities could not maintain control over their foreign students, and therefore they've suspended their licenses pending investigations. Now, if their investigation is all clear, they get their license back. If not, the license gets revoked, in which case then the foreign international students are affected.
Well, I have Chetan here, who is a student and has been affected with this 24th June situation. Let me quickly give, and this will be slightly longer because I have to give the background of Chetan. He is from London School of Business and Finance, and please correct me, Chetan, if I'm wrong.
No, I'm the student. The main sponsor of my for me to be over here is the Glendower University. But I was being taught and studied at the LSBF campus for a certain time. For 3 months. After some time, I don't know what happened is when I was literally on the break, and at that period of time, we got a letter from the Glendower University, the main sponsor, saying now you are concerned with us. Before to that, we never got any intimation, any correspondence from Glendower University. But after what happened over a night, we just got the confirmation. You need to come to our campus, show us the evidence, come for the compliance check, because the reason being is they had withdrawn us over a night. And this happened like 3 days on 18th of January. I just made my installment clear for the 3 years within 7 months time, and 18th I made the installment cleared, and on 22nd, literally on 22nd, I'm holding a letter which says withdrawn.
So let me just quickly wind up that the university, Glendore University, as well as the college with which it was affiliated, both have been suspended.
Yes.
He has already paid fees for 3 years at this point in time, and there is no study that has happened really to sit the exam. And in the past 16 months, they have gained nothing but lost their money. And the course was of 3 years,
3
in
years.
all, and you
all.
have almost 400 students. Where do you stand now?
Okay, now we stand is like we are frustrated. We don't know what's going to be our next, because over the time, like all of a sudden they keep on giving us a withdrawal letter, interviews, and
your money is not,
money,
and you're
about
asking
money,
for refund.
Yeah, about money, they are not willing to say anything, because I've dropped an email to these people, because I'm fed up of all those things, because I'm a genuine student, I'm legal over here. I should get a proper right and proper justice.
Here is a student of your, he lives in your constituency. What can, as an MP, you do?
Well, I absolutely feel for you, because you came here genuinely wanting to study, and I think anyone would sympathise with. All of a sudden, when you've paid your fees, you suddenly then don't have a course and nothing at the end of it, and that's a lot of money that you put towards your course. So, I mean, one of the things, I really do think that this is an incredibly important issue that needs to be dealt with.
Yeah.
I certainly have some students coming to me with similar issues to yours, and I will absolutely fight on their behalf, because you do deserve to get your money back. It was really interesting, the timing of all of this, where you pay all your fees up front, and then you're told that immediately after that you can't study. So it really is something that I think as politicians we need to take up the cases and help them through, because if you're in a country that you don't necessarily you may or may not have been here that long, then you just don't know where to go. And of course, naturally, your first protocol is the High Commission, and then but I would encourage all those people in this all students in that situation to get in touch with their MPs and see what they can do to help.
Yeah, I'll quickly go to the legal side of where he stands, and then come to both of you about so many people coming to you, and Pushpinder, who has actually studied in a university here. So where does he stand legally?
According to the Home Office, at the moment, because he's a current student and he was studying whilst the college was suspended, he's okay. He's not immediately affected. So his visa's still valid. He doesn't have to find a new college. If the college subsequently license gets revoked, then he'll be given 60 days to find a new college. Then he'll have to find a new college and enroll somewhere else. Of course, that's going to cost money. New fees. The fees he's paid are probably gone. If he might have an option to do a civil action against the existing college. So, well, hold on, I paid for an education. That will take money. That will take time, and no one's going to do it for free, unfortunately. So, at the moment, he's not immediately affected, and he should wait pending the the inquiry into the college. But I totally sympathise with the situation. The advice at the moment is to stick and wait.
I'll tell you what these students are going through in their head, and I've met about hundreds and hundreds. I was there when Metropolitan University shut down, TASMAC shut down, and they had tears in their eyes, because they're very worried about the way immigration is going. They're worried that they want to curb immigration, and this is one of the way, of course, tightening the rules of the colleges. And then what I want to actually take to you, do you get such students, do you address such students? And you having the background, please tuck in and tell me, what sort of queries and worries do you hear from students?
Well, the shocking fact is that these students have paid so much money to come over to study here, with the aim of acquiring a qualification and an exposure in UK so they could transfer these skills back to India and make a life for themselves. The problem is the fees they're paying, most of them just barely can afford the fees they've paid. There's no body organisation in UK they can turn to officially which could really help them, and this sort of situation, just they don't know what to do.
Do you feel no body, no organisation to turn to?
So that is the difficulty, because you see, they are foreign students here, and as Sanjay has said, we were approached in our searches by these students, but I really am very disappointed with the whole with the whole scenario. In terms of responsibility, our government, British government, bears, I think, legal and moral responsibility. It was the Department for Education and the Home Office that licensed these colleges. And I think they haven't come out with great credit in this matter. The government has a responsibility. I think you can talk to individual members of parliament or lawyers or councillors like us. I think what we need is a task force at the national level on a cross-party basis. It affects your residents in your area, it affects residents in our area. We really do need that overview, a macro task force solution. That we first, because 650 colleges should be suspended.
To some extent, we don't know the outcome of some of those suspensions, but if they're not providing the education that is required, and if they are bogus, then therefore they should be suspended.
Where I see the problem is, I think, when you see, for example, Open University has got 10 to 15 different colleges who affiliate their degree as an Open University degree, but the student never actually comes to know that if I'm studying Regent's Business School, for an example, in Regent's Park, it's actually affiliated with Open University. I mean, does Open University know that Mr. ABC is studying with Regent's College? I mean, they probably don't know, but the college knows that the student is paying them the fees, and all student knows is this college is my responsibility, and they, they'll take my responsibility.
Part of it was the college has the responsibility to make sure the students are doing the amount of work that they're meant to be doing, and this is where the 80% attendance comes in. As they're saying, if a student is not attending at 80%, therefore, maybe they're not a genuine student, and therefore they shouldn't. In some cases, like in yours, there might be good reasons.
It's almost like a poorly.
What main is what they should take is that the number of colleges being under one umbrella, that umbrella needs to be strict, and that has to be monitored by a separate committee.
That's exactly what hasn't happened. Whether it's a university who can't keep control of the students or they're franchised it out, there's been a spectacular failure in terms of the accreditation process and giving out licenses, in monitoring, in inspection. And I think this is why a lot of cynical people say that foreign students or international students is a easy way of solving the funding crisis of Britain's universities and colleges.
But I think that's where, the government on one side right now has said we really want to do business with India, we want students to come from India, it's a really important part of our history and heritage with the United Kingdom. And if they're genuine students, absolutely, they have a future studying in the UK.
On one hand, the colleges are holding the students. Why are these, my question still remains, and I've heard everybody, why are these colleges given licenses? And after that, what happens to make sure that the license has not been abused? Because this student saw on the internet, for example, Chetan is just an example. If a student sitting in India, in Gujarat, is sitting in a small village, looks at the web page, calls up the university, that's the check he's able to do, and then lands up here in above a beauty parlor, a thing being work, or his situation where London School of Business was run from a proper campus, and still that has been suspended.
Status as well. The brochures they produce.
Yes. So what is this highly trusted status?
He is paying the price for coming in under a lax government who is lax welcoming to immigration. And now he's paying the price because the government and currently are tight on immigration and have realised that the system doesn't work. But there is no, at the moment, you're right, he's caught in the middle.
UK government should put in place a system in India, a centralised body, just like VFS they've got for visa systems. They should have the centralised body. If somebody wants to study, you get the list of colleges and universities from there, and then you choose the college, so that at least you've got one authorising body, you're getting the right information on.
But
that's what the UKBA was. I mean, that's what it was. It was supposed to say, right, this is
highly trusted colleges.
Yeah,
that's what the whole
and it's
status.
failed.
So I need to wind this up for the first segment, just to take a vote. We always take a vote. Do we think that this whole scenario of highly trusted college and Tier 4 has failed?
100%.
Yes, 100%.
Very obvious.
Please raise your hands who think. including our MP here.
I mean, I've been a student. I totally agree with it. It's absolutely failed.
Okay.
I mean, unless and until you have a business background, or you've studied in a good, I mean, before I came into engineering to study engineering in this country, I did research who Isambard Brunel was.
We all agree here that the whole system of highly trusted colleges in the UK has failed. All it has given, ultimately, by and large, student uncertainty for students who have no education and no money by the end of it. What can these students do is what we're going to tackle in the next segment of Chai Chat. Please stay with us.